Hello, good morning. I welcome you to another edition of Mentoring with Bola Adewara. As advertised, today we'll be looking at the family as mentor. The family as mentor. And we'll be looking specifically at how parents will mentor their children. Also, we'll be looking at spousal mentoring, how wife can mentor her husband, how husband can mentor his wife. But today we will start with how parents can mentor the children. If we succeed in finishing this, we will then move to how husband can mentor his wife and how the wife can mentor the husband. If we are unable to finish that today, we will move it to tomorrow, Friday, 7 p.m., so that we'll be able to mop it up. Today, that discussion will be taken from this book, Discover the Secret of Mentoring, my book. I wish you can have a copy and then you will enjoy what we are saying here. Now, starting with parents mentoring the children. I'll be reading directly from this book and I'll be explaining it so that you will understand it very well. Mentoring at home is expected to be done by parents, most especially the father whom God holds responsible for the success of his home. That is why, right from the Garden of Eden, the onus of keeping and dressing the garden devolved on Adam. That was probably why God kept quiet when Eve, the first woman, ate the forbidden fruit. You will remember in that verse in the book of Genesis that the responsibility of the garden fell on Adam, even though the Lord created the woman for him as a helper. But when the lady fell by eating the forbidden fruit, remember that God did not call the woman immediately, but God called the man when the man too fell by eating it. It shows the onus of responsibility that the man, you have also fallen. Why have you done this? God called Adam and held him responsible and drove them out of the house. It shows that the onus, the responsibility of the home is principally on the man. And that's why I take this idea that the first person that we will look at in the line of mentoring is the father. Of course, the mother is involved, but first of all, the father. So many of you fathers who think that you are not involved in the runnings of the home, God will hold you responsible. Parents, according to a friend, he said that don't own the children. They are God's seed of multiplication on earth. Parents are more of guardian until children move out of their homes at the attainment of maturity, otherwise called at the attainment of maturity to form their own home. However, the guardians till maturity, otherwise called parenting, is a primary mentoring process any child could have. Mentoring at home is the responsibility of the father and the mother. It starts from the cradle and ends when the parents are no more. Even when the children have grown up and started their own families, parenting still continues. The parents mentor their children through caring, listening, advising, correcting, rebuking, providing for, playing with the children, and above all, being a good example to them. They should be able to recognize the children's ability and help to equip them both in their education and training, monitoring and care to attain their goals. After all, in Africa, it's good investment for them at old age. Ironically, our society today is at variance with some of these principles. The father, who are supposed to be mentors to the children, don't know the commandments and statutes of God. So, how will they teach their children what they know nor practice. Every generation should be an improvement of the past one. Children should start learning leadership, morals, and religious values from the home. In situations where a child is without the proper training or mentoring from home, the responsibility devolves on the community where he lives. In this part of the world, the mentoring or training of children is not only that of the parent, but also that of the community. Parents should make their children recognize and appreciate the family unique strength, assist them to define and set goals and action steps, encourage family members to take action towards their goals, review progress regularly, provide a link to the larger community by identifying and locating community resources, and celebrate each achievement along the way. Now, let me tell you about the 7 steps of mentoring, how you can mentor your children specifically. The first way is through character. The second is through commitment. The third is through connection. The fourth, compassion. Fifth, communication. Sixth, coaching. And 7, consistency. Don't forget, character, commitment, connection, compassion, communication, coaching, and consistency. Let's start with character. It is crucial that as a mentor, you be a person of integrity. That is, the father be a person of integrity. Your character is who you are when nobody is looking. No man can be a good mentor and lead successfully without learning how to successfully lead himself. So it is crucial that you mirror your message when mentoring your kids, which means you must be an example to them, not an excuse. A father who cannot match his character with what he says is a failure to the children. If you want to help your children, you show the right character at home. If you want to mentor your children properly, they must be able to learn. You are the first teacher of your children. Don't allow your children to pick their character from the television or from the man outside there. Of course, they can learn from anywhere. But you, as the father, you are the first mentor of your children. The second way you can mentor your children as a parent is being a good mentor isn't about being a promise maker. It's about being a promise keeper. Effective mentors keep their commitment to their protege. Keep your word to your children, especially when it comes to negative consequences. Your children must know that you say what you mean and you mean what you say. You must become one of the most reliable and dependable people around them. Not just a promise maker, but a promise keeper. For instance, your children, that's how it starts. You tell them, oh, I will buy you this if you do this. And the child does it, or the child did it. Then the time comes for fulfillment. Daddy, what about that thing you promised me? You say, okay, let it be tomorrow. As from that moment, the child is learning something. The habit of postponing or of not keeping the promise. Parents must be very careful. Our children, they keep quiet, but they learn. They see what you are doing, especially in their formative ages. They see what you are doing and they are watching. Of course, some of them will keep quiet. It's just like a father who tells lies. A father who tells lies all the time. The children will wonder, Daddy, you are lying. You know, a father would pick phone and will tell the people outside that I am not at home, I am somewhere. Then the child will keep quiet and say, Daddy, why are you lying? Now the child is learning. Gradually he's learning by observing. Remember that these children that we have in this age, in this generation, is different. They are quite different from our generation. They are very fast in thinking. Parents must be very careful. The third way of mentoring your children is connection. Effective mentors connect for respect, meaning they don't demand respect from others, they earn it. And mentors earn through honesty and transparency with their children. That means you must share your personal story with your children and not just the good parts. Let them know where they started, what almost stopped you, and what you turn out or how you turn out in life to be good. You need to connect with your children. Let your children know some things, if not all things, about you. Tell them where you missed it. Tell them how you missed it. Tell them how you found yourself where you are today. When you don't tell some truth to your children about your past, how will they learn? Somewhere, a man told me a story a long time ago that, oh, I'm a millionaire. And then in the school of the children, they were abusing these rich people who do not care. And of course, they know the father very well. One day, one of the teacher told the child that, your father, we don't even know how he made his money. Then the child came back home and said, Daddy, how did you make your money? You are a millionaire today. Did you work in government? Did you steal money in government? And then that was the day the father realized that, look, I need to tell my children the truth about my life, so that they will not think that I am one of the thieves outside there. Let your children know. Connect with them. Take them out. Teach them. Show them where you have missed it, how you missed it. Tell them your story right from the beginning, how it was tough for you, so that all of them will know. Yesterday, I went to a house and I found the child drinking garri, and then the father was outside still packing. And the child was just shouting, Daddy, we drank garri in the morning. We drank garri in the afternoon. The father was almost apologizing. I told him, I said, don't apologize anything. Let them see the truth of life. That even we, your daddy, when we were growing up, we drank garri sometimes almost throughout the day. So drinking garri is not evil. Don't let the children feel that this particular food is evil there. Anything can happen. Let them start learning the truth of life from now, even when they are very young. Let them know that we, your parents, we walked with our barefoot to the school. Of course, things have changed, but there's nothing wrong in it. When you were brought up in a kind of harsh environment, let them know that it is part of life. Please, we parents should not destroy our children by taking excessive care of them, thinking that I don't want my children to suffer. I don't want them to suffer. Let them go through it once in a while so that they will know what life is all about. 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth way you can mentor your children is compassion, true compassion. It's one thing to mentor with passion, but an effective mentor also mentors with compassion. As a father or as a mother, you must create a safe place for your children to share and heal, as well as a healthy place for them to learn and grow. Sometimes you may have to get in their face to correct them, but you have to let them know that you are always on their side. The Bible says, spare the rod. I think one of those they say in school, spare the rod and spoil the child. The Bible is not against the parent using the rod when the children are wrong, or when the child is wrong. We should not say, because I love my child or I love my children, I don't beat them. The Bible says the devil or this evil thing is in the heart of children. Let them know when they are wrong. Let them know that you are wrong. To make your children go through pain for that wrong or for that thing they have done wrongly is no evil. There must be compassion. There must be passion in what you do with them. Child, this thing you have done is wrong. You mentioned it the first time, you do it the second time, the third time, he has to suffer pain for it. So that error would be memorable, that, oh, this thing, I did it the last time, my daddy beat me. I don't want to do it again. Please, don't let love overtake the place of correction. The fifth way of mentoring is communication. It's not what we say or what we meant to say, but what actually is understood. And effective mentors lead by listening, not lecturing. You have to learn how to ask the right questions. Hold your children accountable and empower, not enable them in the pursuit of their goals. How to empower them and not just how to enable them in the pursuit of their goals. You learn how to communicate with your children by listening. Ask them questions, especially when they are getting to their teenage period of life. There are some children who have formed what they want to do. They know what they want to do with their lives. It's good to listen to them. For instance, some parents will insist, I want my son to be a medical doctor. I want him to be an engineer. I want him to be a lawyer. You don't force things like this on your children. Observe them. Speak with them. What do you want to do with your life? Especially when they are getting to the university stage. What do you want to do? What you can do at that time is to empower them with advice, with connection. When I say connection, I mean introducing them to the right places where they can learn that thing they want to do. When there is enthusiasm in what the child wants to do, it becomes more powerful. Rather than insisting, I want you to be a medical doctor, you must be a medical doctor. At that time, the child is just doing it perfunctorily. He's not happy with what he's doing in the school. But when the child insists that I want to be a theater artist, allow him to be. All you can do as a parent is to show them how they can survive, how they can make money, how they can live well with that theater art profession. When we insist that they have to do what we do or what we want them to do, no, it will not go down well with the children. So parents must communicate with the children. Sit them down. Ask questions. What do you want to do? This thing you have done wrongly, how did you get here? When you don't do that rightly, it becomes difficult for the children. The sixth way of mentoring children is coaching. Experience may be a good teacher, but other people's experience is even a better one. You can only take your children as far as you've traveled. So even as a mentor, you must show and demonstrate to your children how you got there and what potholes and pitfalls to avoid. Hold them, let them learn, help them learn from your experience. Let your children learn from your experience. Let your children see the potholes, the pitfalls that you have in that very thing they want to do. You parents should be ahead of them sometimes. You've got to be there. You've got to know what they want to do. You've got to show them. Maybe I was discussing this with my son some few days ago. That what do you want to do? He told me. I told him, look, get the books of people in this profession. Go online and learn more. You know, these are the things parents could tell the children. You need to coach them. Look at this, look at that, look at this, look at that. Don't just say, I want you to do this, and then you leave them on their own. This world has gone beyond that. Remember, your children are not competing with the guy next door. No, he is competing with the people in Japan, competing with people in China, competing with people in America. It's a global world. It's no longer the face me and face you or the apartment thing any longer. No, he's competing globally. He could be in Nigeria and get a job in America. It's a world where you can put your CV on the net and people could see it and say, look, we want that guy, let him come. It's a global world. The seventh way of mentoring the children is consistency. If commitment gets started, if commitment gets you started, then consistency keeps you going. If commitment gets you started, consistency keeps you going. Don't forget. An effective mentor stays in constant contact with whomever they are mentoring. Because ultimately, mentoring is about building and maintaining relationships. There is no such thing as effective part-time father. And there is nothing as effective part-time mentor. You may not be able to do everything for your children, but they should know you will always be available for them when they need you the most. A father has to be consistent in whatever he has started. You need to show your children things and continue to show them. You need to teach them with your character and continue to teach them with the character. You need to be there for your children and be there for your children. When you just do it on a touch and go basis, it doesn't go well. You must let your children know that my father is there. Look at it. When Jesus Christ was with the disciple in the ship or in the boat and there was thunderstorm, they went to him and said, Master, do you care we die? But I thought these disciples should know that Jesus, if it's the same Jesus they know all their life, that Jesus can quieten the storm. I expect them to tell the storm that, look, the master is in the boat sleeping. If we wake him up now, he will deal with you. The same thing your parents should be able to do. That, oh, I have a daddy who is always there for me. They should know that they have your back every time. This is all I want to teach you today. Tomorrow, Friday, we'll be looking at how husband can mentor the wife and how the wife can mentor the husband. Let me tell you, don't give up on your wife or don't give up on your husband. Some people wonder, this is my husband, I don't know what to do. It's like I will leave him. No, you don't need to leave him. There are still things you need to do. Or before you leave him, let me provide this solution to you. Stay tuned with me tomorrow, 7 p.m. Friday, and we'll be able to have a good time. Thank you so much. The Lord bless you. Mentoring with Bola Adewara.